Welcome. Today's video, what I want to talk about today, billionaires. Simple question. How many billionaires do you know that credited their success, their wealth, whatever it is they have, to the fact that they went to school? Not here to really tell you not to go to school, not to say it's a bad thing, but to enlighten you, insight you that maybe there's more to life, there's more you're supposed to learn than just what you're gonna learn at school. Now, it's a lot easier to pull up a list. I mean, honestly, I don't know any billionaires that really be like, oh, I went to college. That's how I got my corporation to be a billion, worth billions of dollars. Honestly, it's so much easier to pull up a list of billionaires that dropped out of school. Like, again, I'm not trying to tell you to drop out of school, just try to open your eyes that I kind of see that maybe school's half the battle in a sense. I mean, in a lot of ways, a lot of reasons we have to go to school. There's not really much of a choice about that. There could be really direct reasons why you're going to school. And if you have no reason why you're going to school, then you're in the right place. And you know what? Let's move on with our lives and figure out what else we're gonna do. There's a great saying that goes, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And that's really what I want to come onto this video here about, to explain. I don't know, I'll give you a scenario, kind of explain this idea, explain the point, because I feel like, I could just throw these logical ideas at you, but if I give you this story, which I'm avoiding saying because I don't know, my friend doesn't like it when I use him, I won't be anything personal. I'm just gonna say, honestly, my honest feelings. Sorry, but I can't be worried about offending people when I'm just being honest. If you actually were to sit here and listen to it, you probably figure this actually does make a lot of sense. Now, when I made a video recently and I sent it to him, and it was somewhat about him, he definitely inspired it in a lot of ways, I could say. Maybe I was too critical, as he say, I'll give him that. Maybe there's too much anger and aggression behind that video, so I tried to tone it down a little bit. But basically, he was like, what makes you qualified to give this information, to tell me how to live my life? Are you a psychiatrist? And I'm here like, I didn't say that to him. I don't want to offend him in person to his face, but I gotta make my video. I gotta tell people the truth, at least as I believe it. If you have a different belief, that's on you. I have my own beliefs, and my beliefs is I'm not trying to be a psychiatrist. I never claimed I was. I'm not here sitting in that room. The way I see a psychiatrist, that's a person that sits in a room, sits down in a chair, tells you to sit down in a chair, listens to all your life problems, and then tries to understand it, and has a degree, has a paper, so she's like, oh yes, okay, I could diagnose it at this problem. This is the problem you have, yes. Okay, these are medications I could give you. These are prescribed solutions I can tell you, or I could just sit here and listen. My girlfriend is seeing a therapist. Really, basically exactly what I described just right now. She saw a real therapist, really legit, really established, works in a really nice place, drives a really nice car, I'm sure makes plenty of money, basically works for herself. She's not even working with anyone. I don't think she even has a boss. She's like really legit, really established. But what did she do? She just sat there and she listened. And my girlfriend was like, yeah, that's good for me. This was helpful. I liked it. There's a lot of positive to that, but that's kind of all she did. Even if she understood her problem, she literally didn't do anything to solve it, but just give her an environment so that to express her problem, so that she could get her anxiety out. That's really about it, and just be understanding. And it's like, maybe that is what a psychiatrist's job do. That, to diagnose you, but it's like, I'm not here to diagnose people. I'm not here to be like, this is your mental condition. This is your problem. This is why you're messed up. No, I'm just like, it's not a diagnosis. What I'm doing is like, okay, you're taking these actions in your life. These actions are gonna lead you down this path. How do I know that? Because I've gone down that path. I've studied people who've gone down that path, and I've done the self-education. I've done the self-research. I'm not here, and just being a psychiatrist isn't gonna make me Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, he'll do an event. Compare this to being a psychiatrist. He'll do an event where he has hundreds of people. The event could go on for 5 days, 10 hours a day, and he'll be there talking to people, changing their state of mind, changing their lives. Sometimes he literally changes the course of a person's life within a couple minutes, where he'll go up to them and he'll be like, okay, so what's your story? And then he'll just I mean, not even afraid to offend people. He'll curse, he'll swear, he'll make jokes, he'll make fun of them. Maybe he'll tease them a little bit, because he's not like, you're not gonna be like, okay, yay, you're depressed, yay, you have anxiety, yay. I mean, he does kind of do that in the sense to get people out of that state of mind, to give them a different reaction, but he's not really trying to just be like, okay, it's okay that you have problems. He's like, no, okay, you have a problem, I'm gonna snap you out of it. Literally, that's what I would like to do. I'm not saying I'm Tony Robbins, but it's like, my point is, there's no degree to qualify me to be Tony Robbins. Like, I could go study directly from him. I could go study from him. He can give me a paper, he could write his name on it, he could recommend me, but that's not like a school. That's not formal education. That's self-education. That would be going out of my way, seeking something beyond, seeking like great things. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my story. Kind of throwing a little point here too about Tony Robbins. You know, what's a regular psychiatrist make? Maybe thousands of dollars a day if they're really good. Tony Robbins once made $400 million in a day. That's a man that he started off helping people individually, doing hundreds of live events, and then he started his own companies. He did lots of companies, he grew them, he invested money, he kept doing more things to the point where he made, I don't even know, maybe he topped this, but there was one time he made $400 million in one day. Now, he's not the richest man in the world, but it just goes to show, formal education would make me a psychiatrist. Formal education will get me a good job. Formal educations will let me pay my mortgage and take my family on vacation. Self-education is gonna make me a life I wanna live. It's gonna teach me how to be happy, how to be successful, how to be whole. School doesn't teach you how to be successful, guys. Don't wanna offend anyone. That's like my video. I wasn't like, bro, what's wrong with you? I was like, bro, these are the actions you're taking. Try these actions. See how they work for you. It's like, school doesn't teach you how to be successful. My video had nothing to do with being a psychiatrist. My video was about how to be successful, how you can live your life's dreams. What makes me qualified to study that? I've read people like Brian Tracy. I sound a little aggressive, but I gotta be a little aggressive for this one. I read people like Brian Tracy. I studied people like Tony Robbins, like Elliot Halls. I study, you know what's interesting about these people too, is these are people doing what I want to do. Like, imagine that. Take that for example. Going back to the story of being a psychiatrist. You be whatever you want to be. You don't have to be me. You don't have to be anyone else. You be whoever you want to be. But just as a story, imagine that. You go to school for 4 years, or you can sit down in a psychiatrist's office, watch them actually work, learn from them, have them directly teaching you, and tell me which way is going to be more effective. Now, I'm not saying, I'm going to pause for a minute. People going by. Now, I'm not here to tell people to drop out of college or anything like that. I'm not saying that there isn't a time and place and a purpose for formal education, but I'm saying if you want to be like a business owner, sure, you can go to business school, you can get a degree in business. They can teach you all the basic principles you need to know to get a business started, you know, anything with that, how to get a building, how to lease it, how to manage people, workers, but that's only half the battle. When you actually go do it, when you're actually there, you're gonna find out there's so many things you needed to know that college didn't teach you, and you're actually gonna learn most of the things on the job with self-education, and you can speed up your process by just doing this right here, watching videos like this, watch the people who are doing what you want to do, read books on it. If you have a problem, don't be like, oh, I gotta go more school. Yeah, not as again, there's a time and place for that, but it's like, school doesn't teach you how to be happy. School doesn't teach you how to turn $1 million business into $1 billion business. School might get you started. School can get you on your way going, but if you want to keep going, what do you do when you don't have school? What do you do when school's over? What do you do when you graduated? You're sitting there with your degree and nobody wants to hire you. What do you do when you're sitting there with your degree and nobody wants to hire you? Are you gonna sit around, go to remote school, look for another job, start life all over again? Or are you gonna start self-educating yourself in the field, in the business, in the whatever it is you wanna do, whatever you're passionate about, whatever your habits are, whatever you love? Are you gonna self-educate yourself on it? Figure out how you can make money that all self-education. Study the people who have already made it in that field. See, all these people, like I mentioned earlier, they're people who have made it in this field. They've gotten out there, they've helped people, they've been success coaches, you know, however you want to word that, self-help coaches. They've made YouTube videos, they've gotten millions of views. I studied people who are doing what I want to do so that I could learn from them, so that I, you know, because is school gonna teach me how to do this? No. Like I said, I'll wrap up this video now because I feel like it's going everywhere. Point being, time and place for formal education. But if you really want everything you want out of life, if you want everything you want out of life, you gotta self-educate yourself. There's too many people that wait till they're 50 years old, 60, 70 years old, and it's like, oh, I wish I knew this when I was 20. It's like, somebody wrote a book on that. You could have read it. Somebody made a video on that. You could have watched it. Pause in for a moment. What are you gonna do with your life? Are you gonna sit around waiting for years so that some college gives you some paper? Not to say you could go to college, but what do you really want? Do you want happiness, fulfillment, success, peace, a good family, good relationships, own your house, not have to pay a mortgage? You're gonna have to do more learning than that, more studying than that. Yeah, now that sounds like I put pressure on you, but I want to encourage you to, I just want to encourage you to self-educate. Honestly, that's the whole point of this video, self-education. I wouldn't be where I am, I wouldn't know everything I know without self-education. I could sit down, I could talk with some 50-year-old person and they'd be like, oh, I know, these are all the things I've learned, let me give you wisdom. And I'm like, yes, I understand that. That sounds like something I read once before. Well, that sounds like something I heard of a guy say in a video. You know, I got a guy I watch, RSD Tyler. He's made videos where now he's giving information that's taken him really 13 years to figure out. And it's like, you just throw it in this video, you sit there for an hour, and it's like you got 13 years of life lessons compressed so you don't have to waste time. And really the point is, do you want to wait till you're 50, 60, 70 years old for you to finally learn the lessons you need to learn? Or do you want to learn them now so you could come out now and enjoy your life now, be in the moment now, be happy now, be rich, successful, get that family, get that car, get that house you want to get now? Or do you want to keep waiting till you figure it out the long way, the hard way? I'm giving you the easy way, right here, right now, easy steps. Direct steps take you from point A to point B, get you from where you are to where you want to be. So you could come with me and I could keep helping you get from point A to point B, or you can wait and either never get there or take so long to get there that you can't even enjoy it, or you don't have enough time left to enjoy it, or probably you just never get there. I don't want to say that one. I'll just leave it on. Maybe you don't have enough time. You can't really enjoy it because you're 50, you're fat, you lost your health because you didn't keep up with that. You feel sick and sad and depressed and full of anxiety all the time because you didn't manage that when you were younger, and it just kept going and getting worse and worse and worse. So you could come here with me and let me try to help you. Like and subscribe if you're looking to grow your life, to move your life forward, to move your life faster. If you want to get to the place you want to be, I'm here to help you. What makes me qualified? Because I studied the people. I studied the people who teach you how to get qualified in this. I studied it. I self-educated myself. I learned what Brian Tracy, the important lessons on how to get success. Not to say I kind of hesitated on that because I still got so much more learning to do. I got to self-educate myself every day so I could keep going, so I can keep moving forward. And I'm here giving you the lessons that have helped me get from point A to point B. What makes me qualified? Let me know if this video made any sense to you. If it made any sense to you, if something in this video resonated with you, you understood it, it gave depth, it gave realization, it opened your eyes, you know what, that alone makes me qualified. Changing your state of mind, changing the way you feel, and inspiring you to do better. And if I didn't inspire you to do better, I'll try harder next time. Have a nice day.